everybody, I'm KK.
I'm Kristen.
And together we are
KK Crochet.
And I'm so excited because today I get to put a chapter to bed. And what does that mean? That means I get to put a project to bed that I have wanted to do forever. And I finally completed it and it's over and done. And I did say it might be my only one. And I said my first and maybe my only one. But actually it's not my first because I made one for the grandbaby. And so this one is mine, and I do have yarn that was sent to me to make another one. I just think that I need a break and to clear my head from this pattern, and to clear my head, not from the pattern, but from this project. Like, it wouldn't matter what pattern I did. It was a big project, and it's not something I'm used to doing, and so therefore, my mind got a little kerfuddled. Yeah. And it's one of the reasons why we did it as a make-along, because I needed you all to push me, and that's exactly what happened. So, you might have guessed by now that I have finished the Hexi Cardi, and if you're part of the Facebook group, you've seen it already. But I'm going to show you to the best of my ability, and then Kristen has a picture she can actually show you of what it looks like, and then I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. So, here's my Hexi Cardi, and you're not going to be able to see it, are they? Okay, so here's this. Yep. And it's, you can see all the pretty colors. This was with Mandala Happy. That's what this is. And then this is Premier DK in black. And that was sent to me by Susan. Thank you, Susan. She sent me the Happy too. And so that's my Hexi Cardi, and I'm going to let Kristen show you the picture so you see a little bit better maybe. Yeah. And so here's what happened. Last time I taught you guys, I think I had the two sides together, and I told you that I had made the extensions for the back, but I wasn't going to show you because it wasn't that big a deal and I had it packed away. So I went to put the two sides together, and just a heads up, when you do one, it's a very common mistake to put the back on the wrong side. So when you do that, then you end up with the back on one side of the panel, and then the back on the other side is on the other side of the panel, and they don't connect. So I had to rip it out. And it's not enough that I had to rip it out. I was fine with ripping it out. You know, it is what it is. Here's what happened, though. The reason I had to rip it out, because when I picked this back up, I was not in the mindset to follow a pattern. I picked up where the pattern was, and the pattern had everything marked, all the corners marked, and was telling you which side to put what on and where to put these extensions on. And I had somehow, one of my panels had come loose, like the stitch markers I had connecting the sides had come off, or enough of them had, and I had just totally, it wasn't together. It wouldn't have taken me long to figure out what the sides were and where they were if I would have just looked. But my head was not in a space to understand what she was saying. The way she explains it's fabulous. She has great pictures and patterns and everything for you to look at. But my head was not there. It was not in a space where I could read, look at the left side, left panel, side 4, attached it. No, I wasn't. Too many words for me. My head was not in a space to handle it. And I just really wanted this to be done. So what I did is I picked them up. I looked at them, I figured out where things went, and I went to town and put the extensions on the backs. And when I went to sew them together, they were on, one of them was on the wrong side. Now, like I said, that would have been enough, but no, not me. So I'm sitting here clipping out the edges, you know, where I had sewn it, where I had tied it off, because I always make a double stitch, like a 2 more chains, and then tighten it off to finish off my stitch. And I had done that, so I was clipping that off so I could unravel and try to use the same yarn to replace the back portion. And I clipped, and I pulled, and I got to a point where I had added yarn. I had to clip again. And apparently I clipped the wrong one. I clipped the other panel's backside, the back extension. And so I went to try and unravel because I was talking at the same time or got a phone call or something. And I thought, I know I clipped this already. What's wrong with this? Why won't it unravel? So I clipped it again. Yeah, I had clipped the wrong panel. So then I had to replace that panel's back extension as well, at least a row or two. So that's all of this mess in here. That's this green, orange, and blue part right here. That's the panel extension that I did on the back. So I did the 2-row repeat 3 times on each side in this panel, and this is, or in this pattern. This is the Make and Do Crew Day Date cardigan. And so and I'd already done spring's tutorial for making the Hexi Cardi for my granddaughter, and I had watched how she did the extensions, or the finishing on the band at the bottom and the wrist for the, you know, the, what do you call it, is wrist down here, the band right here, ribbing or whatever. And I really liked the way she did hers, and I thought, I just don't want to go back and read another pattern to figure out how to do this, so I'm just going to do it my way. So what I did is I started at one of the corners, I think, and went up and around with double crochet around the whole part that goes around here, and back down to the base, and then did double crochets again out this way, just like if you were working around the blanket. I just worked around the edges and double crochet, and I did that for about 3 rows, I think. And then I went back to the bottom and did a couple of rows of front post, back post, just to make ribbing around the bottom. I didn't want ribbing around here, around my neck. I just think that'd be uncomfortable. So yes, my panel, my edging around the side is not, you know, real stiff, or, you know, like some of them may be, but it was the way I liked it. It was relaxed. And also, I think I have too many stitches down the side, but that's okay. It's alright. It's for me. I really like it. I did add an extension at the bottom, so it would be much longer, and you know, I did that with the 2 rows of repeats she was doing. I think I did 2 or 3 repeats on that, and then I did you know, extra black. So I really like it. At one point I saw Amber's, and she did hers completely in happy from JB's Crochet, and I told her I thought I would just do mine completely in happy too, because I love the way it turned out. And I did, but I kind of thought for me maybe the black might be better, so I went ahead and trimmed it in black too. It was giving me stained glass vibes if I trimmed it in black. My original intent was to do the extension in black too, and then I thought that's not going to look right, so I did not. But I like the stained glass feel. I really do like it. It's extremely heavy, and it's with a 3-weight yarn, you know. Well, I think it says 4 on mandala, but we all know it's 3. And then it definitely is a 3 for the DK weight. So I actually really enjoyed working with, you know, the smaller yarn though, and I didn't think I would. I've really expanded this month using bigger yarns and smaller yarns than a 4-weight, and I've really enjoyed it. It hasn't hurt my arms nearly, my hands nearly as much, and then when I went back to 4-weight, it seemed like they hurt more, so I don't know. But anyway, this is done. I'm excited. Now, you still have plenty of time. We're not doing giveaways or anything like that, but we are still holding the Hexi Cardi party. So if you want to jump on the bus, you have until December to make a Hexi Cardi, and I've seen them everywhere, and when you know it, isn't it amazing that, what's his name? I don't know. Jason Momoa? Is that his name?
Jason Momoa.
Momoa?
Momoa.
We don't know. Isn't that awful?
Momoa? Momoa.
Quit.
Momoa.
Just quit. But we know who he is, and if you don't, he's an actor, and he did commission someone to make a Hexi Cardi for him and for Jack Black, which I think is awesome. And of course, that's been the random thing that's going around the social media. Oh my goodness, they're wearing a crocheted Hexi Cardi. So I just thought that was really funny, and I think theirs is a basic granny stitch. So I do know that my next one, the blue one that I want to make, will not be in this pattern. I do love this pattern, but the reason I wanted to do it kind of like this, I think, was I wanted to follow a pattern to make sure that I wanted something that didn't have a lot of holes in it. And this one, although it has holes, I don't think it has as many as you would see with the basic granny stitch. And now I know the basic layout, and I can put it together myself, and I'm not afraid any longer, feeling like I can't do it. It's kind of like amigurumi and blankets. Once you do a couple, you kind of figure it out. You know the basics. You can kind of do it. So the next one I do may just be a basic granny stitch so that I can get it the way I want it. What else was I going to say? It'll probably be a while before I pick it back up again. This is a beautiful pattern. I just want to do something different. Once I do a pattern like that, especially a large project like that, I don't want to do that pattern again. I want to do something else. And I want it to be simple next time. Like this one, it's simple, but you have to think about it. Don't you think? You're doing the same one.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think about it. Once you get the pattern repeat down, you really don't have to. But for the first one, I had to think about it. When you think about decreases and things and where they go, I had to think about it. It was a new stitch to me. So, or at least the way they were decreasing was new. It was a double crochet it was a double crochet decrease over 3 stitches, wasn't it?
I think so.
And that was different for me, or something like that. And so I don't want to do that again. I want to do something different. So I would recommend this pattern if you haven't done it. The Day Date cardigan is very pretty. I'm very happy and satisfied with the finished project, but I'm glad it's over. It took me a lot longer because I laid it down, and I was just glad to have it over. So anyway, we have others to show you that people have sent in, and I've been doing slideshows, but I guess where we were gone for a little bit, people have kind of not sent all of them in, or they haven't done one or whatever. So I'm going to give you, in here, we're going to show you on the iPad the ones that have been sent in, and I'm going to tell you who made them, and that way you'll get to see, and I won't have to do like a 50-second blurb for, a slideshow. Ooh, there's the sun. For, the other ones, and they'll actually get the time that they deserve. So anyway, whew, that's bright.
Yeah. Right, lines.
Sorry, it is that time of day. But anyway, so first we're going to show Amber from JB's Crochet. We're going to show hers, and hers is the one I was talking about in Happy.
This is the back.
Very pretty. She had it on the other day in one of her videos. It was so pretty.
Technology is not my friend. And then there's the front.
I absolutely love it. And I
It's
love the way she did
beautiful.
her border around hers. I'm not saying the right word, but her edging around hers. I love the way she did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. And then we have Katherine from Katherine's Granny Squares. And very pretty. Love her
Yes.
colors too. Very pretty.
And then there's the back.
I like the way she did her colors.
Oh, yeah, it's very pretty. Look at that smile. Beautiful.
Beautiful lady.
Beautiful.
And I'll link both their channels so that you all can see the other things that they do. But those are the ones that have been sent in to us. If you have one that you've made and you want to send in a picture, feel free to send it to us in an email. It's in the description box. And if you want to start one, start. I found out that I can make one, and
Mine's on the back burner right now.
that's okay too. Mine was on the back burner for probably 2 months, and I really didn't think I could make a garment. And I knew deep down that I could, but I just didn't think that I would stick with it. And I didn't. And then I saw Amber's finished, and I thought, okay, I really need to finish mine. And several of you had shown me your finished ones, and I'm like, okay, I really need to pick mine back up and finish it. And I'm glad it's over with. I'm not intimidated by it anymore. We get this in our head that we can't, and that we won't, and that it's too difficult, and nope, you can do it. And there comes the sun again. So we're going to quit for that and say, don't forget to be kind, because
You don't know anybody else's journey.
bye.
Bye.